Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. And don't forget to leave us a like and a comment.
And you can share with a friend if you enjoy it, and subscribe so you're notified of new videos.
Thanks and enjoy the show. This week, we're revisiting the 4 seasons of homeownership with our list for summer, and this is the perfect place to do it.
Tearing stuff up is just a great thing. Then they gave me this thing called a deck record, and that thing is awesome.
A few months ago, we introduced an idea called the 4 Seasons of Homeownership. We've taken all the chores that need to be done around a home and divided them into 4 separate lists that makes it a little more manageable and coincide with the seasons of the year. Of course, our summer list includes a number of very simple projects to ensure that the homeowners stay nice and cool during the warmer months ahead, but we're going to also add a few things in to make sure they have a lot of fun. Now, the homeowners here, Leigh and Robert Bailey, are anxious to get started. The Baileys bought this home about 8 months ago, immediately after their first visit, mostly because of this gorgeous lake in the backyard.
We were looking for a house that would have a nice entertaining area outside for our family to enjoy, and this house had a lake.
I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it's quite relaxing in the morning when you wake up and drink coffee and you can look out on the lake. It's calming, it's soothing, and of course the kids love it too. I'd say the biggest concern of us going into our first summer in the house is obviously our deck.
I'd say Robert is right on target there, and since deck maintenance is on our summer list, this is where we come in. Boy, I tell you what, I can see why you would want to have a piece of property like this. That's pretty neat.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. We wake up in the morning, we sit at the kitchen table, and through the windows we can see the sun come up. It's just a fun.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. Very relaxing, but maybe not as relaxing as it could be if we did a little work over here.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Well, we noticed some rotten wood over there, and we didn't quite know how bad the problem was going to be. And thanks to my father-in-law, we determined that it's going to be a lot more work than we thought.
So he stepped through it?
Yes, he did.
And took this step, and all of a sudden the step was a little bit deeper than what I thought it was going to be. And it was only about maybe about a foot. Of course, with my height, that was pretty deep.
Some of the other items in the top 10 list for summer include maintenance for air conditioners, simple fence repairs, cleaning the barbecue grill, and dealing with peeling paint. But right now, the priority is finding out what we're up against with this deck.
You like to destroy things, right?
I do. I'm good at it.
You get the big boy.
All right. Tearing stuff up is just a great thing. And then they gave me this thing called a deck record. Man, that thing is awesome.
So did you get mad at your father for messing up your deck?
I did originally, but now I'm happy. I did it first, but now I'm really excited he messed it up.
So would this just be non-treated wood?
No,
Or
no,
is
it's
there
just
lesser grade of pressure treated?
Here, the previous owners that built the deck used a pressure-treated wood, but it was not rated for ground contact, and that's where the whole problem started. Here, let me show you a trick.
All right.
Raise that up.
Anytime the words, "Hey, let me show you something," escapes Danny Lipford's lips. That's a trick. Look at that. Oh, that was a great
Watch your leg
trick.
there. Watch your leg.
Thanks. Hey, look at this.
That's the old trick.
Let me show you a trick.
Don't stand too close.
Unfortunately, the decay goes deeper than the deck boards on the surface. Many of the joists that support them are completely rotten. Look at this, Robert. Look. That whole thing all the way back to there.
Yep.
That's termites.
Whoa, you know, what did you just say? Any homeowner does not want to hear that word, termite.
Listening to Leigh and Robert, both of them are I think they're a little concerned that we bit off a little more than we could chew.
I tell you what, we just got started, and I'm kind of scared to see what else is back there.
I know. After what all we pulled up, and then finding termites.
That pile's only going to grow.
I know.
Tell you what, it's a lot worse than I thought it was.
Well, I was not expecting all of this.
But you know, it has to be that was an older part of the deck.
Well,
you know, it's got all the screws in it.
Right.
And then it looks like there's gravel down. It's a good idea for it to wick down through, but no big deal. We've seen worse.
Yeah.
With the warmer weather, sooner or later, you're gonna have to deal with crabgrass and weeds growing in your lawn. Now, if you don't want to buy a pesticide, you can make an affordable, non-toxic weed killer using nothing more than Epsom salt, some white vinegar, and some grease-cutting dish detergent. Start by getting a plant mister and use a funnel to add maybe half a cup or so of the salt. And then add a quart of the vinegar. Doesn't have to be exact measurements, but around a quart. This is a half a gallon, so we're gonna use about half of this. There you go, that's close enough. And then we're gonna add the detergent. Just need 3 or 4 squirts maybe. That's probably plenty. Then we put the top on and shake it up. Now, once this is all mixed, you can go out and spray it directly on the plant. And the detergent will help it stick to the leaves of the weeds. And within 2 or 3 days, the weed will dry up and die.
This week we're helping Robert and Leigh tackle some maintenance chores, and we're using our 4 Seasons of Homeownership summer checklist to guide our efforts. Number 1 on that list is changing the filters for air conditioning and heating systems. That improves air quality and system efficiency. Number 2 is flushing out the AC drain line with bleach. This should be done at least twice during the summer to keep the drain flowing freely. Number 3 is checking your deck for loose railings or damage. As you've already seen, we have our hands full there. In fact, we've called in an exterminator to address the termite problem before we start making repairs.
But you got southeastern termites, and what we're going to do is put a liquid treatment in here to try to control them and to limit any further damage.
While Mike's treating the area under and around the deck, we can keep working down on our checklist. Robert, of course, one of the other things that's on our top 10 must-do list is really inspecting any fencing that you have to make sure it's in pretty good shape. Maybe a little work needed here?
Yeah, you know, this fence, a little raggedy. Have to put some nails in there every once in a while to keep it going. But the biggest problem, my little boys and their friends love coming to this lake. And they have damaged and torn this.
Oh yeah, looks
gate.
like a little sagging going on there.
I gotta give it a little persuasion, a little help every time. But you know, the biggest thing is keep these kids safe.
Yeah.
But like I said, the gate is the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, any wooden gate's gonna sag, and but one with only nails in it is definitely gonna sag. I think we can get it to work a lot better, but you'll still be in charge of making sure they close it.
Sounds like a plan.
First, we tighten all of the lag bolts securing the hinges because it's not uncommon for them to loosen up over time. Then, while Robert lifts the gate up to the proper height, I reinforce the joints with long coated deck screws. These won't back out and allow the joints to sag like the nails did. In no time, we've checked off number 4 on our list, so Robert can attack number 5, cleaning the grill. Whether you have a charcoal-fired ceramic kettle like Robert or a gas grill like me, it's important to take it apart at the beginning of the season so that you can clean each component and check them for damage. Number 6 on the top 10 list is cleaning outdoor furniture, and Chelsea has recruited Leigh's parents to help with this.
We're going to make it really easy on you. We have this Pivot Pro from Hyde to apply some cleaning solution at the same time you're rinsing, or you can turn the solution off and just rinse, so you're not running back and forth to the hose bib turning it on and off. So that'll make it really easy. And plus you can see the head here pivots, so you're able to, like, we can clean underneath the patio table without getting down on our hands and knees.
While Terry works on the table, Chelsea and Mickey are using Hyde's new Quickly Clean glove to tackle the chairs.
This is really cool. You don't have to worry about holding on to the scouring pad or a rag.
The glove also does wonders removing paint stains from the patio table.
I liked it. I would probably use it again.
Yeah, I kind of thought of Michael Jackson one time when he had the glove, but that was...
Obviously, we need to keep Terry busy, so Chelsea shows him another feature of the Pivot Pro.
Pop that off,
Yeah.
and we pop this one on,
Yeah,
and it can bend.
okay,
So you just wrap it around
Right.
the table legs, and
Right.
you can scrub
There you go.
pretty much 360.
okay.
I'm glad y'all are getting pictures of it so people will believe it. No.
You can't get him to work around your house?
Not too much, no.
Well, here we go.
Now that's a cheap shot.
No.
Come on. I feel like I'm much more valuable as an advisor.
Meanwhile, Alan and I are busy replacing the rotten joist in the deck. Fortunately for us, yellow wood does make treated 2x10s that are rated for ground contact, and since the space has been treated for termites, the deck has a much better chance of survival. Now, whether you're replacing a few boards on an existing deck like we're doing here, or you're building that brand new deck you wanted in your backyard, make sure you place the deck boards the way they should be, and that is with the crown up. You can see the rings of the tree here. If you have those rings pointing up and you have the crown up, it will stay flatter for a lot longer.
All right, spin it, please. Now, one other option you think about is installing the board. Certainly, exterior coated deck screws are a great choice. Danny and I are actually going to shoot them with a nail gun. If you're going to do that, use what we're using. It's a galvanized ring shank nail. That means it's got little rings around it, ridges. That's going to hold that board in place a lot longer.
Of course, the advantage of using the nail gun is speed, so we can cover a lot of ground quickly.
All right, there's Robert.
Howdy, sir.
Alan, now, what does this make you think of?
A blister.
A blister.
A blister.
Something that shows up after all the hard work's done.
We're teasing Robert a lot for being late to the party, but his regular job is on the night shift.
I mean, he works hard at his job, and then to come home and just jump on this deck with us like he is, you know, that says a lot about a man's character.
Number 7 on our list is a chore you want handled by a pro, inspecting and cleaning the fireplace and chimney. Now that may seem odd for this time of the year, but if you think about it, summer is when these guys are the least busy, so scheduling them is much easier, and who knows, you might even get a better rate.
The lithium-ion battery has truly revolutionized DIY projects. Years ago, it allowed us to unplug our drills and our saws. Then it allowed us to unplug our smaller lawn and garden equipment like leaf blowers and string trimmers. Now it's allowing us to operate lawnmowers. This is the Ryobi 20-inch brushless motor lawnmower, and it runs on a 40-volt lithium-ion battery. Now this little area right here is where the batteries sit. This one is actually the storage side, while this side right here operates the mower. They each charge, takes about 90 minutes to charge each battery, but this one is in storage so that when this one runs out, all you gotta do is replace it and you're ready to go again. It's got easy to operate features like raising and lowering the carriage. So see how easy it is to get it to the height that you desire it. It folds down easy for storage. It's got a quick start, but the best part about it is because it's battery operated, it's as quiet as a whisper.
We're working our way through our 4 Seasons of Homeownership summer maintenance checklist with Leigh and Robert as we help them get ready for the warmer weather. Our biggest chore so far has been rebuilding their damaged deck. And since the carpentry work is complete now, Alan is applying a deck cleaner to try to minimize the color difference between the old and the new boards. Meanwhile, we're up to number 8 on our top 10 list, which is dealing with any loose or peeling paint.
All you want to do is get rid of every bit of paint that you can. Just throw it on the ground. There you go.
Just scrape it.
Yeah.
Go upward motion.
Any way you can, because all of it that's loose got to come off.
Anytime that you see areas of paint that are just peeling off in big sheets like a bad sunburn, you know something was not done right originally. Most likely in this situation, priming was not done properly. That's why we always say that preparation is so important and the key to a good paint job.
So this is called an 8-in-1?
Yeah, 8-in-1. It's just it's an old painter's tool that's just been refined and improved a little bit. It's been around forever.
I'm left-handed. Do they make them left-handed?
I'll show you something else. This is the left-handed one.
You just flip it over. That's
flip
great.
it over.
Once all of the loose paint and caulk is removed, we do a little sanding before applying a generous coat of primer. When that dries, the cracks can be caulked before the finished coats of paint are applied. Around in the front, Chelsea and Terry are about to tackle number 9, cleaning windows.
I have some tips for cleaning windows that you can take back and share with Mickey so you can tell her how it's done.
Share with Mickey. Let's make sure we get that started.
Yeah, okay. It's 1 part vinegar with 1 part water. and we'll put it in some spray bottles, and then one person will be inside and one person will be outside. One person will go up and down, one person will go side to side, and we're actually going to use newspaper instead of a paper towel or a rag.
All right.
The theory behind cleaning windows in two different directions, inside and outside, is so that you can determine where the streaks and the grime are.
Finally, number 10 on our list is all about landscaping. Pull weeds and add mulch to planting beds. The weed pulling is simple enough, but rather than buying mulch, Alan has rented a chipper from Compact Power Equipment Rental.
Anytime we have the opportunity to rent equipment, I'm going to jump on it.
I really do love recycling, and to be able to reuse branches from Leigh and Robert's yard instead of having the city pick them up on big trash day was really cool, and now they get to put the trees back into the yard as mulch.
The main thing is safety. So you goggles, and it's the full goggles for the eyes. We've got our earplugs. Don't put them in yet, I'm talking. Gloves when you're handling the material. We've got it facing away from us.
Yes.
And we're going to catch all the mulch we can right here on our tarp.
Awesome.
All right, you ready to roll?
Ready to have some fun.
Let's do it. What? I can't hear you.
What?
You know, as a kid, you used to always see those guys cutting trees down, and they were throwing these trees into this mulcher, and it was just making quick work of it. And I was like, man, this is awesome. I get to do that. And it was cool. This stuff sure does look good.
I know, I'm impressed. It's awesome that it's just sitting on the side of the road, and now it's mulch for your yard.
And it was a lot of fun doing it, too. A lot of stress relief.
Maybe Leigh can get you a chipper rental for your birthday.
Yeah, that might be dangerous.
Taking things out of the house to chip them up.
Trees are all gone, the kids' furniture's gone. I had a little too much fun.
While these guys wrap up the top 10 by spreading that mulch they've made, don't forget that each of our seasonal lists include some optional projects you can take on if time and budget allow. Some of those include things like cleaning your bathroom exhaust fans, filling concrete cracks in foundation walls, sidewalks, and driveways with repair caulk, and cleaning the registers for your forced air heating and cooling system. You may even want to take on a little something extra like cleaning and organizing the garage. Don't be afraid to get rid of some stuff. Maybe you can refinish your front door or paint it a bold color. Even something as simple as organizing just one closet can make a big difference. Often homeowners want to know if they can replace a broken window themselves. If it's a newer insulated glass unit or IGU, it will have to be replaced by a professional because there is a vacuum between the two layers of glass. The installer will measure the pane and have a new one of identical size created before he removes the old unit and installs the new one, making sure that it seals out both air and moisture. Older single pane windows, however, can easily be repaired by a do-it-yourselfer. Wear gloves and work slowly to avoid cuts when you remove what's left of the old glass. Scrape out the old glazing with a putty knife. Use your putty knife again to press glazier points into the frame about every 6 inches so that they hold the glass firmly in place. Then apply glazier putty all around the seam where the glass meets the frame. Finally, use the putty knife to create a smooth finished surface on the window pane. Our 4 Seasons of Homeownership checklist are designed to make life easier for folks like the Baileys and you. By arranging projects and chores into bite-sized pieces, you can accomplish the things you need to do without monopolizing your family's time. Granted, changing air filters, cleaning the grill, and inspecting the chimney may go unnoticed by the neighbors, but those chores give you real peace of mind. And when you make a big change like we did with Robert and Leigh's deck, then you also have something tangible to point to with pride.
Well, with most of your honey-do list, I guess, that we would call it, you feel overwhelmed a lot, and you kind of don't want to tackle it because you're afraid that you'll start on a Saturday and Sunday night you're still tearing stuff apart. But you know, breaking it down into smaller little projects, it's doable. I mean, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you can get stuff done. You know, for me being a do-it-yourselfer, does stuff on the weekends, it was real nice to have some outside help, meaning an expert with Danny and his team come in and show us the right way to do things. And it turned out great. You know, the deck looks great and everything is just wonderful. Going into the summer, you know, we're looking forward to having some fun out here because before, you know, we were kind of worried about inviting people over because the deck looked so bad and the fence needed repair.
And now we can entertain our family, having cookouts and enjoy our backyard.
So if you spend just a few hours and a few dollars, you can complete our summer must-do list so that you can have plenty of time for some guilt-free pleasures like going fishing, camping, boating, swimming, whatever is on your summer activity list. You can do that. And I'll tell you, go to our website and download all of our checklist and also view the dozens of videos and articles we have waiting for you there so that you can have the best looking house on the block. Hey, Danny Lipford here, today's homeowner. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to comment, like, and hit the bell icon so that we can notify you when new videos are posted.
And don't go anywhere, click around and continue the home improving fun.